Hey, listen, part of the immigration wins that we had was turning around the CBP One app that the Biden Harris administration used to fly in hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens from all over the world and deposit them all over our country. It's now the CBP Home app, which is going to cost American taxpayers a lot if you self deport and maybe even have cash incentives for once you leave the country and confirm that you've returned to your country of origin or where your final destination, not in the United States, is going to be. This administration has had to think outside the box, maybe a lot more than they did the first time they came in. And this is just another example of how, President Trump is going to follow through on those promises to make our country safe again and get rid of the criminal illegal aliens. And for the ones who may have come in inadvertently, maybe economic migrants and things of that nature, we're going to add to that tally of people who are leaving using things like the CBP Home app now.
It's a brilliant turn of events to take that CBP One app and turn it into the CBP Home app. Under Biden, it was wheels down. Under Trump, it's wheels up. And we need these folks to go back to their point of origin. They were really facilitated. There was a facilitation of illegal immigration more than just turning a blind eye. The Biden administration was working to bring in as many of these non-citizens into the United States as possible, and we all know why. We saw that under the previous Congress when Republicans in the House brought up the fact that these folks should not be considered when determining the apportionment of electoral college votes in congressional districts. Every single Democrat in the House, we have to remember, voted against that bill.
Crazy.
Every single Democrat voted against that bill. So it was abundantly clear what was really going on, which was an effort to move as many of these folks, these non-citizens, into sanctuary jurisdictions or swing states as possible so that they could ensure permanent political power. And this is why, in part, this is such an urgent process, because these folks who are not in our nation legally, have no legal standing to remain here, need to be sent out and reestablished in their point of origin with urgency, because the 2030 census will roll around, and if a number of these folks are still here, it'll allow the Democrats to achieve the political outcome that they were trying to achieve. And they, clearly didn't care whether it was lawful or not. They did not. That was not of concern to any of the folks on the other side of the aisle. They were predominantly interested in how do they achieve that permanent political power in the presidency and in the House.
It's wild to see how that played out.